Welcome to Saturday versus Sunday. I'm John Barban. With me is Geoff Dover, and let's talk football.
Yes, this is the first in our State of Affairs series pod where we're going to talk about college and NFL football in the state. Today is going to be the state of Florida. For those of you who are fans of college and NFL, this is like we are in Saturday versus Sunday. There's going to be a team you like or a team you don't like, a team your family member doesn't like. And, this is where the state of the Florida, where it's at right now.
Yeah, and we're going to be college and pro. And maybe I don't know, you just want to hit the highlights?
Yeah,
right now
when you think of the state of Florida in football, college or NFL, what's one of the first things that comes to your mind?
Well, I'm wearing the Tampa Bay shirt, so that's one
Yeah.
of the first things that comes to mind.
Okay.
And specifically how well Baker Mayfield performed last year and how good of a fit that is with Baker Mayfield in Tampa and how they're pretty much owning their division right now. So
Yeah.
when it comes to NFL teams in Florida, they're the only one that's riding a wave here, and the other two have serious question marks.
I think that's an excellent point. So if you're a Florida college or NFL fan, and you're a fan of the Bucs, you feel the best out of everyone right now. You feel
Yeah, I
better
think so.
than Florida State fans. You feel better than Miami fans. You feel better than Miami fans. Like it's the
Both
Dolphins
Miamis.
fans, both
Yeah.
Miamis. That's right. So yeah, it felt like they ran away with the division. They have the biggest point differential. They were plus 117 at the end of the season. And the other three teams were minus. The Panthers were minus 193. So it's like not even close.
Yeah.
I don't know Atlanta is going to be better, but I don't know how much better. Same thing with Carolina and New Orleans. And so that, you feel pretty good. And even though that is sort of followed Baker around, like, is he really going to be the guy or can he get to the next level kind of thing? I think everyone, the average fan would say he's a great fit there. So because it's worked in Tampa.
So if you've been listening to us, I'm big on marriages with the right QB at the right place or the right head coach at the right place. And I would think most NFL fans, even if you're not a Bucs fan, you got to agree Mayfield just fits there. Like that's just working. And whatever, I don't know why it didn't work at the Browns. Maybe it's just because the Browns are a dysfunctional organization, but this is a good marriage. Like he should spend the rest of his career there unless I don't see a reason why he shouldn't. Like he's performing well. They're putting up all kinds of points. They're in it, and the division's favorable. They could probably win it again this year. And like you said, they're for sure the favorite. Yep. And the huge question mark is Atlanta. Are all the changes enough? Is Penix going to turn out? Are all those defensive draft picks going to turn out? But otherwise, this is the Bucs division to lose. And to further the NFL side of this thing, the Jaguars are interesting because of Travis Hunter and some of the changes they've made. But I don't think anyone expects much out of them. They
won 4 games last year.
Yeah. So they could double that and it's still not really be, anything really to talk about next year.
Yeah.
And the Dolphins, that is such a mess of a team right now. I mean, Tua is one injury away from that team falling apart again.
Yeah.
And they lost a bunch of players in the offseason. They didn't seem to really replace them. I feel like this might be the end of McDaniel this year. If it's a bad year, this could be the end of him.
Well, and that brings me to my point. So the state of affairs of Florida for Florida football is the uncertainty or really the worry about QB. Because that's what, if you're a Dolphins fan, you're worried about Tua. If you're a Miami Hurricanes fan, Beck is good. I don't know what he's going to be like coming off the injury. And it's a new team with a new coordinator. And there's been, I feel like, a lot of distractions there for him. If you're the QB at Florida State, the guy from Boston College,
Castellanos,
should be a great fit into there. Again, new QB, new coordinator, new setup. Florida State won 2 games last year. And even Lagway was coming off the injury. That was a little worried he didn't throw for a bit in the spring for the shoulder thing. So a lot of uncertainty.
Trevor Lawrence, we still don't know what we're getting from him with all that money spent. He's been quite underwhelming.
Yeah. This is not sure about quarterback. You could probably apply to a lot of states, in the US, for this kind of thing. But I really feel for the average fan of Florida teams, it's
the only one you're sure about.
Usual.
The only one you're sure about is Mayfield.
Yes.
Everything else is some somewhat. I mean, now I picked Lagway to win the Heisman because of the odds, because of the long
Yeah.
odds. So, and if he's fully healthy and all those nagging injuries we don't get good answers about are not going to get in his way, he has the potential to be one of the best players in the country. But again, it's if this and if that, and things have to fall into place. Same with the Q. If we're going to even expand this to USF, the QB there, he had a stellar 2023 season, broke all kinds of records, then broke his leg last year. So that just basically derailed him. And now he's back this year. So what are we going to get from him? Is he fully healed? Is he going to have a similar season as 2023? We kind of don't know, but it's the talent's there. So we just don't know if it's going to happen. So even there, that's still a question mark. We don't.
No, you're right.
In a new a new starter for first year at UCF. So we don't. The transfer from Indiana, Jackson. Yep. So again, if you want to just look at those as the major programs, college and pro, we've got fully one team. We can say we 100% know what we're getting at quarterback. We just know what's going to. We're confident. We say we know what we're getting in quarterback, and everywhere else, there's somewhat of a question mark in the whole state of all the big teams.
Yeah, no, the whole state, and you're right. That's if you're a Buccaneers fan, this is one of the better times you felt going into the season in recent memory. So as opposed to like Florida State fans, which is sort of they have to win a certain number of games this year. Like they cannot have that complete implosion like they did last time, and a lot of stuff has to gel and mold in order to make this happen. So, I like everything they've done. Like Gus Malzahn, I think, is the offensive coordinator. And I think Castellanos is a great fit there. And the defense, they still have talent and it has to be better. But man, Florida State with 10 losses is just something I'm not used to.
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable that happened. Now you would say between college and pro, Florida has more high profile powerhouse college teams than pro. Like the Dolphins back in the day were a powerhouse high profile, but right now they've been floundering for so many years. But Florida State not too long ago won the national championship 2013. And that is a perennial powerhouse and should be a powerhouse and went undefeated 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So that is that kind of team. The Gators, they've won 2 national championships in the last 20 years, and they have what it takes to get there. The Hurricanes have been a dynasty.
Yep.
So you've got 3 teams that can put it together and dominate the country. But the 3
UCF went undefeated not that long ago too.
They claimed the national championship in 2017, and that's the other. Such a good point. So, and Scott Frost is back, and he was there in his second year. Was the Magic on the 2017 season? So I'm sure the sentiment there is, okay, Frost is back. We're going to get that magic back because it hasn't been good since then. Like last year, the only shining star there was Harvey. And otherwise, it was not a good season. So there's optimism there. The only place to go is up for UCF. It can't get much worse than last year.
Yeah.
So the college teams, you'd say, are the front runners in the state. The Buccaneers is the one shining star on the pros. The Jaguars had a bit of optimism in Lawrence's second or third season when they won that playoff game. And, the Dolphins still to be determined. I think the most disappointing team maybe out of all of these, it's got to be UCF and the Dolphins. Like I know the Jaguars were terrible, but there's still something exciting about them. The Dolphins seem like they're just in this perpetual state of they spent a bunch of money on Tua. It's just where are they going? They lose Wilkins. They lose the defensive back. What's his name? The
Ramsey.
Yeah, Ramsey. And a bunch of guys retired that didn't seem to replace. It's what is going on with that organization? They just seem like in disarray.
If I was a Dolphins fan, I'm really worried because I think Buffalo's going to be really good. I think New England is getting better. And what have you done to, in the off season to make is some switch of Ramsey and, it's of some talented players, but I don't know. So I'd be worried if I'm a Miami fan. So
yeah, just
Dolphins.
Yes, it doesn't. Yeah, the Dolphins
and Hurricanes because I don't know. I'm if Beck could be really good, and then that'll really the first couple games for Miami are going to be really important, isn't it? Don't they have Notre Dame first? Like that, you're going to know we're going to learn a lot early for that one.
Do you think anything other than making the ACC championship game is a disappointment for Miami?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's what the the Hurricane fan, the average Hurricane fan expects to be in the ACC championship game, I believe.
Yeah, they should have been there last year, but they blew it.
Yeah.
So, and they lost a bunch of talent too. Obviously the number 1 pick. They lost running back Restrepo, a bunch of like receivers. They just all kinds of stuff. So, but now Cristobal's good at recruiting, so you'd expect them to more or less reload, not necessarily rebuild. But
yeah,
again, they haven't.
A lot of turnover. Whenever there's a lot of turnover,
Yeah.
it's a lot of uncertainty, and Miami should be a good team, but like there's a lot of uncertainty.
It's just so far with Cristobal, they aren't meeting the expectation, but the expectation's high, but they're still not getting there, and it should be high there.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. It's been their absence from the championship game for their conference is noticeable, because it's there for the taking. With Florida State being out of the picture, at least last year, it was there for the taking, and they still couldn't do it.
Yeah, Clemson will be the favorite to go to the ACC, the championship game, and then I would say it's Miami, and then maybe SMU would be in there. Syracuse is going to be good. Louisville's going to be good.
Mm-hmm.
But they should be less favored than Miami. Don't know what Florida State's going to do. Don't know what North Carolina is going to do. Georgia Tech's going to be better. So, but Miami should be favored after Clemson to be in the game.
Should be. We don't really know what's going to happen. And then as far as the Gators go, that as good as that team is from a talent perspective, the schedule's so bad.
Yeah.
It's so hard.
It's really rough. And the big thing for them is playing, they had some really good wins last year, and then they really didn't show up like against Texas and a few other, they're more of how the games go, I think, is really important for them this season. Like, you want to be playing the good teams tough, and you should blow out the bad teams. That kind of that's sort of what.
But Texas, they didn't have anybody at quarterback.
No, I know, but it's still.
And they were beating Georgia until Lagway got hurt.
Yeah. But
that,
I'd like to see them continue to get, or even the next step up, right? So,
but I mean, that's no excuse. I mean, if you can't go past your starting QB, and then Mertz got hurt, so it's that was a tough one. There was talent on that team, but there was no stability at quarterback. That was kind of a problem there. So I mean, that's a wild card. They could be. I could see them competing for the SEC, and I could see them losing 5 games.
Mm-hmm.
It's just because of how tough that schedule actually is.
And the only other thing I'll say about the state of affairs in Florida is that the recruiting is always brought up every year, right? They've got a ton of high school football talent in the state. That makes a big difference for Miami, Florida State, and UF, like in terms of recruiting, keeping some of the best 5 stars there. But it makes a huge difference to like the teams you said, UCF and USF as well. In terms of like they've got a lot of 3 stars, a lot of 4 stars from Florida as well that's on the roster. The bulk of their rosters are from the state of Florida. So that'd be, I think you said it best in terms of the state of affairs for the state. If you're a college fan, you're going to feel a bit better than the NFL fan, unless you're the Tampa fan. Because then the Bucs fans are going to feel the best going into the season, and then college, and then a distant third, it would be the Dolphins and Jaguars.
So out of all of these teams, who are you most excited to watch this coming fall?
Oh, that's a good question. I think that I like to see all the college teams do well, which sounds stupid, but I want Florida State to be better than they were last year. I want the Castellanos and Gus Malzahn marriage to work. I want Beck to throw well and be healthy, for that, and I want Lagway to take the next step. So I want all of them, and then like you said, the injured guy at UCF, and
Byron Brown. He could put up Heisman type numbers like he did in 2023. So that's complete wild card, but that's that coach, he was a Broyles Award winner, award finalist, and he was the one who put together that 2022. He was the coordinator of the 2022 Tennessee offense that was number 1 in points, number 1 in yard, number 1 in everything. That's who that guy is, right? So it's
I've never seen
it's
that.
all there.
That's a really good point.
Guy to explode.
Yeah, it's a really good point about that offense, because what I remember watching that as a fan, watching those Tennessee thing, the amount of pressure that offense puts on the defense is insane. And part of it's the speed, but part of it, I have never seen such wide open guys running down the field than I have with that offense. Like that, it was crazy numbers they were putting up with that. And it looked great, like, and fun to play in.
And it followed him, at least in the 2023 season, it followed him goalish. It followed him to USF. So if Brown can be healthy, it could be, I think people just forgot about him because last year he got hurt. He just wasn't around. But if you just skip and go back one more season, I mean, this guy put up 40 touchdowns between passing and rushing. It's there. Like it's there if he's 100%. So
what are you looking forward to the most?
Kind of Jacksonville, out of the utter curiosity of what they're going to do with Hunter. No, from an entertainment standpoint. I'm not saying they're going to win a bunch of games.
No, I hear you. What you're looking forward to the most is the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Let me finish. Okay. So if I've got all the screens going and Jacksonville is on and there's two other games, I might put them on the main screen with the sound because I want to know how they're going to play Hunter. Now, Hunter could turn out to be just a ho-hum player. We don't actually know. But it's so different. Like he's kind of like the potential Shohei Ohtani, like both ways. And there's a lot of speculation about it. We still don't know really how he's getting reps. Like apparently he's getting some reps on both, but are they going to primarily use him offense, defense? It's just it's such an interesting thing. And if he hits at all, that's so interesting. And if he somehow can pull it off playing both directions, to me, it almost like, it just makes Jacksonville just must-watch TV. It doesn't matter if they win or lose. I just want to see what they do with that one player, and if we can actually see a two-way player for real in the NFL. That to me, that the curiosity is higher than everything else in Florida, just from a curiosity standpoint. Like I say, nobody else is doing that. There's not even the college teams. Where you might see it happen.
If it was up to you, if you were the offensive coordinator for the Jaguars, would you start Hunter on offense or defense? Like which one would you play primarily and then use him less on the other side?
Well, you phrased that if I was the offensive coordinator. If
you're the head coach.
Yes.
Head coach.
Wherever we're most desperate.
Where would that be if you were Jacksonville going into this fall?
Well, no, by the end of training camp, if you assess your DBs and you assess your receivers and you're like, and you watch how he performs in practice with whatever reps you're giving him. Yeah. And he seems to pop more at receiver than DB. And the way you see your team, we can afford to put his talent mostly in offense versus foster it in defense. Like we can survive without him on defense, but the best chance at winning a game is using him on offense. Then we'll just see, like from what it looked like versus, I think it's more the depth on the team. Like if we're thin at receiver, we kind of need him there. But if we're thin at DB, we kind of need him there. Gotcha. And if somebody else pops, I mean,
and so it could change then, like over the course of the season.
I mean, they have a total stud receiver they got from LSU. So pairing him with that guy could be super potent. Or you could say we already have a number one receiver and are our DB strong enough? Is he outperforming? Like, is he a cornerback one, a cornerback two already? Then you'd look like an idiot putting him on offense while your corners are getting roasted. Yeah. So it's just where he's most needed if he's that good. Like if he could be a starter on either side, it's where he's most needed.
Yeah, I got you. I always thought that he would be. For me, it felt obvious that he was a defensive player. Like he's an amazing corner, and he's been in these shows because he's so athletic. He's shown flashes of being a really good receiver. Yeah. But for me, it was a no-brainer. It's like you start him at corner, and it's easy on offense. These are his handful of plays that he's like going to be involved in the package, either a decoy or designed to like get him open or something like that. I thought, to me, that's a no. And then, but listening to some of the preseason people, they're like, oh, you start him on offense for sure, and then like use him at defense every now and then. And I was really surprised at that. So I think that, all the positions are important, but if you can have like a shutdown corner, I feel like that's so important in the NFL now but anyway, that's,
the question I guess we need to talk to both an offensive and defensive coordinator, but which of the two positions is easier to have him come in on just certain packages?
Yeah, I think it's for sure offense, because I think if you're running an offense all the time, like there's so many, like between all the audibles and the feel between you and the quarterback and the routes and reading the defenses and things like that. I think like if you have to be full time on offense in order to really get the potential to really
Full
be
time on
there.
defense, you mean?
No, full time on offense. Like if
Oh,
he's a receiver, he's got to be full time
oh, I see.
there
Yeah.
all the time, because it's complicated to be versus, and then he could be like I don't know, but it's hard. I feel like if you're a really good DB, then you're just a good DB, and I don't. But maybe I'm wrong on that. But
Yeah, I don't know. It also depends how they run their offense and their defense. It might be simple, like, oh, he's only ever going to come in when we do press man coverage or whatever.
yeah,
And just
true.
and then he's only needs to learn that for at least the first season. I don't know
Yeah.
but then I guess that wouldn't work, because it'd be a giveaway as soon as he's on the field. You know what defenses they're going to be in.
Yeah,
So
that's why just having him start on defense and then coming in for offense, like, because then everyone's going to know when he comes in on offense. But like, you can use it as a decoy, and you can run like.
I don't think you want to just use him as a decoy.
No, but I mean, like if he comes in, it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to him that play. Like you could have, like, so you'd have 20 plays drawn up on offense, and 10 of the time he gets the ball, and 10 times he doesn't. Right. So then
either way, look at how interesting just the discussion is. Like, I just can't wait to see what happens with this guy. So yeah, my answer is maybe strange. It's going to be one of the for overall, for the state of affairs of Florida.
Yeah,
they're probably one of the weakest teams between college and pro in their respective divisions and leagues, but with the most interesting player situation.
Yeah.
Let's say it that way.
I got you. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I would still pick to watch all the college games over, I think, than the 100. But
well, but that's
thankfully
because
they're
Saturday versus Sunday, baby. They don't conflict.
That's why it's on a separate day. So yeah.
On Saturday, the team I'm most interested in is the Gators. Okay. Partly because we're alumni, and partly because, well, I picked Lagway to win the Heisman, and I just want to see they have the potential, and that schedule's crazy. Yeah. So they have the potential to do it, and they could complete, a long, super mega long shot is complete the second half of the back-to-back national championships with the basketball team. We talked about that too. They're the only team to do it in the same year, so they could be completely unprecedented if they do it again. I get it's a total long shot, but the talent's there. It's just the schedule's just brutal.
Yeah, I think it's the most thing I'm looking forward to is really that. I mean, the first weekend of college football is fantastic, and it's Bama at Florida State. So we're going to find out real early how that is going to go with Castellanos, and if he can back up all the things that he said. And then it's Notre Dame at Miami too on Sunday. So that's I can't wait to see that stuff.
Yeah, they're coming out hot.
Yeah.
All right. So I don't know. That's kind of the overview there for Florida. You got anything else?
State of affairs for football.
State of affairs
in the state of Florida.
Lots of stuff to choose from. Like a lot of interesting things going on with these teams. All right. I think it's a good place to leave it.
Yep.
All right. For Geoff Dover, I'm John Barban, and that's your Saturday versus Sunday podcast.